everyone? It is your man, Mike DeLoach, here bringing you some more content of. So, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell as well. And when you hit the notification bell, be sure to hit all notifications so you make sure that you get notified whenever we do upload some new content. So, the question for today is, have you ever heard the term basically like, say less or say no more, which basically, correlates to the fact that, hey, like, I get where you're going, I grasp the concept of, what you're talking about, like, basically you're talking too much, like, I get it, say less, say no more, I got you, But, I say that to say this because if you look in terms of language, meaning Spanish versus English. Within the Spanish language, you actually like say less. You know what I mean? The Spanish language is definitely simplified compared to the English language. And one thing about being in New Mexico, you do have you know a lot of Mexican culture. Go figure. But with that being said, their first language is Spanish. And so coming to the States, you're gonna deal with people who either they don't know it or they know a little bit of it. But 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna be dealing with somebody who may not know Spanish. You know what I mean? If they're coming from other areas, 9 times out of 10 they really don't know it. You know, unless they California, Texas. Granted, Mexicans are spread out some everywhere, but that's besides the point. The thing is, basically, they come into the States and they have to learn the English language. And the thing is, sometimes that can be, confusing for them because, again, within their Spanish language, they say less. So whenever, you have to translate and say things in English, sometimes, like I said, it gets a little confusing for them because they're trying to make it make sense, to you. It's like in their mind, they know what to say in Spanish, but like I said, they go through this thought process of, when they have to translate in English, like, okay, like, I know what it means in Spanish, but come on, you say, like, basically how, I'm trying to think of the come on with the word, like, I don't know how you would say it in English, but I know in Spanish it means this, but in English it means that. And so the thing is, sometimes with that being said, um, a lot of people may look at some of the Spanish people as, like, almost as if they're stupid or whatever, but that's the furthest from the case. You know what I mean? They're smart people. The thing is, it's just them trying to come up with the right words to say in English so that they don't look like a dumbass. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, they do understand what you're trying to say. Is just a matter of, like, hold on, give me a second. Let me, figure out how to say it in English, because in English I am going to use more words, again, versus in Spanish, I have to say less, But, the thing is with that, and one thing I've noticed and have personal testimonies is the fact that with that factor alone, being that there's more words in English than Spanish, that deters people away from even wanting to learn English. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they been here long enough where, they kind of realize they got to deal with it and they know enough to get by. But some people feel like, I'd rather not even learn the language because, it's harder for me to learn the language and speak that language because it's so confusing in their language. Like, I have to say more things to say the same thing in Spanish, or in Spanish, like, I don't have to say as much. I say less. It's like, I got to come up with, all of these other words to get my point across when, like, so I could just say less and you get what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? But that's one thing I noticed, just being here in New Mexico. And the thing is with myself, like, I want to learn Spanish. Right now I am actively, trying to put myself out there to try and learn the language, to the point where I can get by. If I ever get myself in a sticky situation, or if I'm ever in some unknown land and the only language is Spanish, I know how to, get through that situation, you know what I mean? Or, not necessarily talk myself out of a situation, not necessarily to be trouble, but, just to to maneuver and to be able to know what's what. You know what I mean? Um, but the plus side about that is, me trying to learn Spanish. They've expressed that sentiment. As far as that, like, English is, like I says, it's confusing. You know what I mean? Because, like, I have to, like I said, I have to say more words, and it's different words. Whereas in Spanish, it's simplified, and so, as far as them having that sentiment, as far as learning the English language, and me trying to learn the Spanish language, because that makes it a little more fun, and kind of knowing how they feel about the English language, and it makes it more exciting for them to teach the Spanish language, because they know for themselves, like, hey, once you learn Spanish, you'll realize for yourself, like, it's simple, you know what I mean, and I do believe they say Spanish is the love language, or the language of love, you know what I mean? So, because of how the emotion that you put in the word, you know what I mean? Even though it is a little more simplifying, whereas, they may feel as if English is boring, it's dried out, you know what I mean? But also, say all of those things to keep this in mind as well. So in the future, if you are ever dealing with somebody of that Mexican culture, and they are, have the confidence, or the courage to even try to speak to you in English, like, by all means, be patient with that person, because understand that, if it's taking that person some time to get it out, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, they're just trying to find the right word and the proper word to use, so that it makes sense to you, and again, that they don't look like a dumbass, you know what I mean? But again, with the Spanish language, it's all about saying less. You know what I mean? So I just want to kind of make that correlation as far as that term, say less, say no more, in a sense of, with the Spanish language versus the English language. And with the Spanish language, you do say less, But if you like the video, comment on the video, converse with your people, let me know what you think, if you've seen that within the Mexican culture, or if you've had somebody within that culture express to you how, they feel the English language can be a little complicated or confusing, you know what I mean? And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell as well, and again, be sure to hit all notifications so that you can get notified whenever we do upload some new content. But that's all I got for right now. I'm your man, Mike Deloach, here bringing you some content of a black man in New Mexico. But until the next time, we'll holler back.